or grabbing somebody that goes to a beauty salon and calls them a terrorist. These people have created a cottage industry of investigating terrorists. So they will, of course, create the terrorists to keep their stupid government agency rolling. I mean, Miss Paultano, or whatever his name is up there, who succeeded that other misfit, Chertoff, who, by the way, was a colleague of Kenneth Starr, too. He thinks if you have a Ron Paul bumper sticker, you're a terrorist. How do you like that?
Oh, yeah. If you attend a Patriot meeting, you're a terrorist. If you believe in God, you're a terrorist, according to her. Janet Napolitano, former governor of Arizona, one of the most corrupt friggin' states in the Union, next to probably Colorado and Washington, D.C., District of Criminals.
I can't expand upon that anymore, but to let people know that we are going down a road on a daily basis where we continue to see these same people who have been in our government now for over 20 years, I will use the word, terrorize us. Every day they're terrorizing us with flu, phony flu. Well, it's not phony flu, but with flu they unleashed from their laboratories.
I would ask a question of all
terrorists and phony terrorists. A criminal financial Ponzi scheme still operating with the approval of the Federal Reserve, and it's. You see what Greenspan said the other day, Stu? He said, people have got to realize that we, the Federal Reserve, are above the law and cannot be audited. How dare he say something like that, this four-eyed piece of shit?
You know, Tom, we've used a little bit of vulgarity on here, but I want to let the people know something.
I use
release of vulgarity, folks, is a sign of anger. Tom and I are both very angry. We've both been whistleblowers for a number of years. I've been at it 25 years. He's been at it a long time, close to what I have. Let me tell you something. I've seen every crime. It always comes back to the same people in the United States. It always comes back to George Herbert Walker Bush, Leonard Millman, Bill and Hillary Clinton, Carl Linder of Ohio, Millman of Denver, Larry Mizell of Denver, Norman Brownstein of Denver. It always keeps coming back to the same cronies. Every scandal leads back to the same people. And this stupid cover-up meister Justice Department and this crony they've got up there, Eric Holder, who was instrumental in Mark Rich's illegal pardon with the Clintons, is the latest stooge to continue the cover-up. Every attorney general since 1981 has been a stooge, cover-up meister, committed criminal acts against the United States of America. And they all need to be dealt with, including Eric Holder. He needs to be shoved in a jail cell and duct taped. Because he's covering up crimes they're doing right now against America, which is a biological attack, a financial ruin of this country. Nobody's going to buy our treasury soon. There's going to be no way to pay bills at the government level. And the way they're going to pay the bills is they're going to start confiscating your assets, if necessary, to claim the old tax, to sell it off, to pay some bills, their salaries. Am I right or wrong, Tom?
You're right, Stu, and I can tell you they're planning right now the New World Order currency, the Amero currency. What's holding them back right now is the Canadians don't want any part of it because they got a solvent banking system, unlike the United States. I can tell you it's a dangerous period. But it's been I watch these events every day, and Stu and I do. We watch them religiously. And I can only say they continue to try these stupid, sloppy operations, which are easily deciphered. I knew the day of 9/11 itself, it was a black op run by Bush. I can tell you now they got caught in this deal with Mark Richardson. What are they going to do? I mean, they're in a bad position. They can't tell they can't stop the French from arresting this guy. And, of course, that got this film director stuck in a Swiss jail, trying to bring a charge against him from 30 years ago. They're just using him as blackmail for the purpose of letting Rich off. I'm not going to judge Polanski. Yeah, what he did was reprehensible, and he should have paid for it. But the question has to be, he may still have to pay for it, but the question has to be asked, why is it that he made almost 25 travel trips to Switzerland from France over the last 15 years and never got touched?
And suddenly he's gotten touched.
Well, there's a reason for that, folks. And remember, for every action, there's a reaction. And for every reaction, there's a new action. This was not a coincidence that he was picked up. It was done in reference to the Mark Rich case exploding in their faces again. That's the problem. And they don't want a foreign government grabbing Mark Rich. They don't want him in a French courtroom, do they?
No, they don't.
That's where he belongs, though.
We're running out of time. Any last words?
I can only say tonight I want people to continue to keep up the fight. Remember your greatest, you remember who your enemy is. We've outlined it tonight. But remember who your friends are. Remember that you cannot quit. You must persist. The images of Valley Forge are fresh in our mind because we are dealing with the end of the United States of America as we know it if we do not liberate this country between now and the end of the year from the satanic filth.
And remember what Tom's words were. Liberate America from this satanic filth. It's going to be up to each and every American to do this.
Absolutely. As Benjamin Franklin said, I give you a republic if you can keep it. So we now find out whether the American people actually want it and can absolutely keep it. I'm prepared to keep it and lay down my life if necessary for what I find to be the truth and what I find and I know to be the right course of action, given who the enemy is. So I want to close the program tonight, Stu, as we usually do, with a salute to our great ally of 200 years, the Republic of France, who without their help in recent times, we would all be
already annihilated.
Right. I can guarantee you what they have done to try to, and they will not stop. I promise you.
And I thank them for that. And I love the famous words in their national anthem. It's a revolutionary anthem. Let the impure blood of those tyrants and kings flow on the furrows.